Solon Tsangaras on the Fishbowl. Welcome.
How you doing out there?
I'm doing great. It's a little cold here in Pittsburgh, but not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a dusting over here, and it's kind of cold. I'm in the shelter of the inside, with nice heat going, and the kitties are keeping me warm. I'm doing okay.
I guess you could say I'm
uh,
doing a bit of the same today. A little bit of hibernation, day off from work. This whole water crisis that's going on in Pittsburgh right now. I'm not sure if you've heard about that, but
no, this is news. What's going on?
somehow it's only in like certain parts of Pittsburgh, but
Mm-hmm.
like the water preserve got like infected with chlorine or something, so
Oh boy.
they had to like have a big warning go out, and people in the Squirrel Hill area and I guess parts of Allegheny County had to boil water and buy a lot of bottled water. And uh, place of business where I worked closed down for the day yesterday over the whole
Wow.
mess because we couldn't really, do anything because of the water.
Wow, there's your officials at work over here, keeping everybody safe and poisoned. Why not? Right?
Right, right.
Well, we got around here. They do that water testing thing, and they do add chlorine. You can tell it almost smells like a pool sometimes. You know, the chlorinated pools. So I've learned to overcome that by filling gallons of water, letting them sit for about 24 hours, and then the chlorine dissipates. So that's a very helpful hint for you and your listeners out there.
There you go. Solon said it himself.
That's right. When it comes from this end of the telephone, you know it to be true, especially when it comes to pizza. Pizza
Right.
and kitties, that's my two expertise areas.
So what on the topic of pizza, what is some of your favorite pizza places? Because in Pittsburgh we got Minio's, which is like a pretty hardcore pizza shop. Um,
Yeah?
we have there's a Vincent's in Forest Hills, and
Huh.
we got like a few other places.
Well, we got up here, up here in New York. I'm I'm proud to say that I know my way around a pizza pan. So when I want pizza, I usually make it at home. In fact, I just made one an hour ago and consumed half of it. So I'm not exactly pizzaed out for the day. There's still two slices left. When those are done, I will be pizzaed out for the day, or until I make another one. But as far as pizza goes, I'm more into the cost effectiveness nowadays. Pizza around here is pretty generic. So this is one place over in Sydney, a couple of towns over. Two slices and a drink, $3.25. I'm good with that.
Not bad at all.
Nope. And there's one place over in Evans City. When I was at Living Dead Weekend last year, I discovered it in 2015. 2 blocks down from the Living Dead Museum, there's a pizza place, little hole-in-the-wall place. I'm telling you, dude, that was some of the best pizza I have ever had. I was so looking forward to Living Dead Weekend, that pizzeria being one of them, one of the biggest reasons. Sure enough, I was there for 3 days. Every day I was down at that pizzeria.
Well, now that I
I
know that's
forgot.
there, next time I go out for Living Dead weekend, we're gonna have to get ourselves a slice.
Oh, if you slice those, you get the little meat pie for $5. Absolutely well worth it. Absolutely. And if
Sounds
it
even
traveled
better.
well, and I'm not going to say it's going to travel well, it wouldn't last 2 hours into my ride home.
Right.
But yeah, well, you're in PA, so you shouldn't just limit it to your Living Dead weekend. You should go take a trip to Evans City, visit Kevin over at Living Dead Museum, then take a walk 2 blocks down and have this pizza. It's phenomenal. It's really good.
Definitely. I mean, I have a few friends that worked at con and are friends with Kevin. Shout out to Mandy Danger and Will Welfley.
Oh, absolutely. I remember Will when I first did Living Dead Weekend, and he didn't know that I was one of the dudes that was outside. Mandy had given me permission to walk about in the Living Dead Museum. He said to me, "Excuse me, but you're not allowed back there." And I pouted, of course, because he works there. He knows the deal. But then I guess Randy said to him that I'm okay, and he let me run free and have my way with the Living Dead Museum and Michael Jackson mannequin. Shh, don't tell anybody. But Will is definitely cool. All of those guys over at Living Dead Museum, absolutely cool. Kevin, Mandy, Will, outstanding people. Love the place.
Definitely. Like I know both Will and Mandy from my time working at a store in Pittsburgh called The Exchange. It's like a music record shop. Like they buy, sell, trade, movies, music, and DVDs and stuff, video games.
Real vinyl, I would hope.
Vinyl, yeah, real. Well, it actually used to be called the Record Exchange, and then they shortened the name to The Exchange. I think it was like the early 2000s, just because like records were going, not as in style anymore. But they still have like a huge vinyl collection. You can find some really cool stuff over there. But Will managed the one out of Monroeville when I worked there, and he actually hired me.
Cool.
And thanks to Mandy, I got hired there, and I've been friends with those two ever since.
Excellent. So next time I see Will, I'm going to have to grill him on his knowledge of vinyl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. There's some ammo for my next assault when I'm in PA.
Right.
So let's chat about Fiends of the Flesh, Dave Fairhead's next project.
Yes. I'm very excited to hear about that and check that out.
Yeah, so am I. I was asked to contribute to it, and I gleefully accepted that one, the challenge. And for your listeners out there who may have encountered me somewhere along the line, whether it be on Facebook or Living Dead Weekend, they know that I have a fondness for cats as well as pizza. And the story that I submitted there, it's called Cat Tales. It's actually a chapter in a novel that I'm going to start working on called Cat Tales, The Misadventures of Squeedy McGee. And all of my cats are featured characters in it. So anybody who reads Cat Tales, the submission I did for Dave Fairhead's Fiends of the Flesh, will get to know what my cats are really like. And then they'll come over and visit, and they'll see the cats, and then they'll say, "Hey, you know something? That's exactly how they were in the story." Yeah, that's exactly how they are in the story. So next time you come over for some pizza, you'll get to meet all the kids.
Awesome. Now I'm gonna have to kind of probably get on him a little bit, because he was talking to me about Fiends of the Flesh, and I might have to see if I can submit a story of my own.
Ooh, good.
Because fellow screenwriter over here. I just graduated. While I really can't say that anymore, because it's in April. It'll be a year since I graduated. How time flies. But
you're a seasoned pro at this point. You're not jaded yet. You're not jaded from the business. Trust me, you're not. A year out, you're still a little woof.
Still trying to find my way in the various school of fish out there. You know.
School of Fish. Oh, little play on words, being that you're in the fish bowl. Oh.
Exactly. Fish puns. You gotta love them.
That's right. We're not floundering around with this one.
Right. Right. You know.
Oh. Oh no! It's like the attention span of a goldfish is what, 3 seconds, right?
Right. Right.
That's
That's
about
the dory fish.
yeah,
From
that's about 2 seconds longer than my attention span.
right.
You gotta, as Dave told you about my Uncle John is a Zombie, that
Yeah,
fabulous
we were
feature.
talking about that in the interview I did with him last, I think it was like 2 weeks ago now. We were
Uh-huh.
talking about that. Yeah, that's John Russo's new project, right?
Yes, it is, and I don't know if Dave told you, but I shot Dave in the head. It
Awesome.
was it was my bullet that put him down. Bam! And there goes Dave. And then we laugh about it. I'm still laughing about it. And then when Dave comes over, I show him the gun, he gets chills.
It's like, don't mess with
I,
this one. Go ahead, make
yeah,
my day.
yeah. I can't wait for that movie to come out. They'll give me another excuse to come out to PA for the PA premiere and get to see all the cool folk out there. I tell you, man, your state is friggin' awesome. It's awesome. And I enjoy that it's only, well, the skirts of it are about 45 minutes from here in New York, but to get deep in the heart of PA, where all the action is, it's a 6-hour drive, but very, very well worth it.
Definitely. I mean, Pittsburgh has a lot of great like nerdism factors about it. I mean, sure we have the Steelers, Pirates, and Penguins, but you know we can only take sports so far. You know.
Yes, I am not a sports fan. I don't know anything about basketball or football or anything like that. I used to be a professional frisbee player, and that was my extent of sports. And I didn't suck, by the by. People might laugh at the frisbee reference, but it's not exactly an easy thing to do to get good at accuracy and distance and freestyle. And it's not exactly like throwing a deflated football. Oh, did I make a reference to somebody that I shouldn't have said? But yeah, it's sports. When I was in PA, yeah, that was a really, really big thing. No matter where I was, whether it be zombie oriented or anything like that. Hey, sports, Steelers, blah 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 blah. Okay, and then they would go on even after I said I don't know anything about sports. They must have thought I was some kind of weenie from out of state or something.
Well, I'll be
But they
honest
were
with
they
you.
were very right.
I'll be honest with you. I'm a Pittsburgher, pretty much. You know, I was born in Maryland, but you know, I've spent pretty much my whole life here. Um, Enough to be a Pittsburgher, and I don't like football. I don't like baseball. I don't like hockey. You know, like the closest I get to sports is bowling and darts at the bar, which I have to be very good at.
Oh,
But
bowling and darts, where somebody who looks like me could actually be a champion.
right, right, you know,
Okay. Yeah. Oh, darts. I used to be good at that. There was one time I remember I nailed a mosquito that was just above the dartboard. I said to the dude, I have 3 darts, and there was this huge mosquito about the size of, bigger than my thumb. And I said, I'm going to nail that mosquito. First shot, bing, little low. Second shot, bing, little higher, but closer to the mosquito. My third one, bam, nailed that mosquito. If I didn't have 3 witnesses, people would think it was a tall tale. And that is my extent of dart accuracy. So is my bragging point. Uh,
Well, I'm
tell me,
definitely
yeah?
I'm definitely getting pretty accurate with the dartboard. There's a place I go with my buddies after work on a pretty regular basis, and it happens to be like right down the street from my house, so it's like perfect. Like if you
Mm.
know, like it gets a little too crazy, I can always just walk up the hill and go home. um, but the place is called Squirrel Hill Sports Bar, and it's a cool little spot, and it happens to be it's perfect because it's actually right next to the bowling alley I bowl at. So,
Ah, there's your. Well, if you don't feel like doing one, you do the other. And
right,
if you get a little bit too involved in the other activities associated with darts and bowling, you don't have to worry about driving home.
right, because there's the bowling alley is called Forward Lanes, and it's been in the same spot for like I want to say over 50 years, something like that.
Oh,
It's
nice.
like old school bowling alley, and it's like if you go bowling there, bowling closes at like you know let's say 10 or 11 or something, 12, who knows,
Uh huh.
perfect time on the weekend, just go walk down the steps and go right to the bar, and start a
Yeah.
game of darts. Keep the that's how I like to think of my sports, achievements going right there. Because
That's
bowling,
cool.
bowling I can get like, really competitive with because, once I find that right bowling ball, it's over.
Mm.
It's over. Give me one game, to get warmed up. Second game, third game, I win.
You're good. You're good to go.
Right.
You ever see the movie Mystery Men with
That is a
Ben
great
Stiller?
movie. Great
Yes,
movie.
it is. Yup. With the bowler's
The bowler,
daughter,
Jeannie
baby bowler.
Garofalo. Yeah.
Uh huh. Yup. That was a cool bowling ball too.
Yeah. She had for Fishbowl listeners out there, if you have not seen this movie, check it out ASAP. It's like an all-star cast. It's like basically before the time of, this comic book craze that we're in right now when comic book movies were actually like worth watching, and not
Uh huh.
overdone to death. And you have Ben Stiller, Hank Azaria, um,
My old buddy Hanky. Yup. That's right.
right, William H Macy, Janine Garofalo, even Pee Wee
Pee Wee
Herman
Herman.
is in it
Yep.
as
Paul
the
Rubin.
character called the Spleen, which his
That would be
superpower
me.
is using his farts, to knock people out.
That would be me, sir. Absolutely. I don't know if Dave has dared to venture into some of our driving experiences where we're just driving along to and when I was staying at his house for Living Dead Weekend 2015. I stayed there, drove to Living Dead Weekend, and then drove back home. I blew him out of the car a couple of times. It was awesome. hmm If I could do it on command, I would be king. Oh,
My dad's pretty like accurate at that. That's a game I don't dare play with him, but it's like so I feel like I could beat him now because he's at that age where it's like he can't trust his own farts.
oh yeah. Oh, I know people. I knew people like that. It was like, yeah, I could beat you, and meanwhile, I had annihilated them just with my awesome flatus. But then they say, yeah, you think you're so good, and then they get that look, that oh look on their face where their mouth is
Right.
round. And then they grab their butts like this and they waddle away. What's the matter? Nothing. And then they're in the bathroom wiping up and they come out, they're commando because they stained themselves. Yeah. Okay, now we're getting lowbrow.
Right.
I got a bowling story for you. Well, it's not exactly bowling, but when I was used to live on Long Island, I had a band called Uncle Fester, and we played this place called Wildwood Lanes. Beautiful bowling alley. They had a bar set up where they had live music, and then there was the outer area where the bar was, and then the bowling alley. So the band, we're in here, we're playing, we're doing a great gig, and for some reason, I was kind of gassy. Kinda? Yeah. They threatened to quit the band if I continued. That's how bad it was that night. And the area where the band was playing was empty because it was so bad. And it even seeped out to the outer bar area so that you could actually see the diameter of the stench where people vacated the area and left it empty because they just couldn't stand it. And then everybody was packed at the other end of the bar listening to the music. It was great. Wonderful, wonderful bowling story.
That's awesome. Now I kind of have to ask you, what part of Long Island are you from? Because my dad's actually from Long Island.
Ah, okay. Originally, I was born and raised in the city, in Queens, and I moved to Mastic, Shirley Mastic area out in Suffolk County. But Uncle Fester, if you ask pretty much anybody from Nassau County by the Queens line all the way out to Amagansett, they would know Uncle Fester. In fact, Dave knew Uncle Fester when I first met him. He said, "Oh yeah, I heard you were in a band. What was the band?" I said, "Uncle Fester." "Oh, I saw you guys." And he just started rattling off names of bars that are, some are still open, most of them are closed now. But yeah, he frequented some of the places where I was playing back then, and we probably crossed paths back in the late '90s, early '2s when I was doing my thing out there. So, hey, ask your father if he knows Uncle Fester.
Yeah, I definitely will. I'm actually I'm gonna talk to him later today, so that's a topic I'll have to bring up. I'm like, so Dad, I did this interview and I just have to ask you just a question. It's either yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Fester, got it.
Yep.
So
And ask him if it stunk. If you ever saw the band, if it stunk near the bass player,
okay.
that would be a giveaway.
Okay. So you being in a band, what are some of your favorite bands? Types of music you like to listen to.
I love the Beatles. Beatles, #1 band in my book. My first record, my first 45 going back to vinyl was All My Lovin' by the Beatles. Loved it. And I can say to this day, I play that song when we play out live. And Paul McCartney, one of my biggest influences as far as bassist and vocalist. And then there's Rush. Anybody who's anybody in the music business, you gotta love Rush. Or if you don't love Rush, you still have to pay them their props for being probably one of the best bands around, the most musically proficient bands around. Geddy Lee, another bassist vocalist that I absolutely admire, look up to, one of my biggest influences. Who else? Oddly enough, the Prefab Four, the Monkees, very poppy tunes from the 60s.
Sure.
Oh, love Golden Earring. Very underrated band. I saw them open for Aerosmith back in '78. They blew Aerosmith away. So anybody who is not familiar with Golden Earring or just knows two of their songs, which is Twilight Zone and Radar Love, check out the album. Check out the disc, Golden Earring, Radar Love. What is that? The best of Golden Earring, the continuing story of Radar Love. Great disc. It spans their early career, and people will be amazed that this band did not get noticed by mainstream radio. So I expect you to to play a tune or two of theirs, other than Radar Love and Twilight Zone. So
Right.
there you go. Do it up. I guarantee you'll say, hey, this guy was right. This old man, he knows what he's talking about.
Now
Mm-hmm.
I'm like a huge, as much as I'm into like horror movies and sci-fi movies and movies in general. I'm like
Mm-hmm.
I'm a full on like rocker through and through. Like
Cool.
rock is I don't play any instruments, but I love rock music as like a genre in general. From like
Mm-hmm.
the birth of rock with the blues, um, to uh, early rock and roll with like um, Chuck Berry, Little Richard,
Mm.
Link Ray, those guys. Um, then into like classic rock with, of course, Jimi Hendrix, Led
Oh, yeah.
Zeppelin. I'm a huge Alice Cooper fan, Black Sabbath. Fun fact for Pittsburghers out there, I just got a notification today that at the first Niagara Pavilion, and I think it's September 1st, Alice Cooper and Deep Purple are coming. So,
Deep
Pitts,
Purple.
yep,
Whoa.
Deep Purple and Alice
Whoa.
Cooper. So,
With Blackmore, I would hope.
I would hope so too, because I like the later Deep Purple. Like the early Deep Purple was more of like a cover band, that early classic rock, and then the later Deep Purple with like Highway Star and just
Mm-hmm.
everything else that followed was like really what that band was like
Yep, like from Machine Head on.
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I remember we were doing a show out in Jersey. Uncle Fester was playing out in Jimmy D's House of Blues in North Bergen, New Jersey. And it was just the three of us. And we were doing a version of Highway Star. Next thing you know, bunch of construction worker dudes walked in, walked up to where the band was playing. We were still doing the song. They walked up, leaned in close, looked to the left, looked to the right, then stepped back and went to the bar, and they started throwing back a couple of drinks. We finished the song, finished the set. They walked up to me and said, we were driving by and we heard Deep Purple coming from this bar, Highway Star, a version we never heard before. We had to stop and see. And when we saw three of you guys, we thought there were more. That's why they came up looking for the rest of the band. So, I always liked playing in a three-piece band. Basically, though, it was for financial reasons because bars don't pay much anymore. And if you want to make any kind of money in the local music scene, you got to keep it. You got to keep your members down so you get two other good players, three good players. You could do anything and still do it great. That's for all the musicians out there listening listening to your show.
Oh,
Three-piece band has
absolutely.
become good, become really good.
Absolutely. I mean, like really, it's like you just need, the guitar and vocals, but the drum and the bass like really help out, and if you have a four-piece set or more, it's awesome, and there's countless examples of bands that or four-piece, five-piece, and more. I mean,
Yep.
God knows Leonard Skinner had how many members.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
there's some really just classic bands that are three-piece sets that just
Yep.
have such an impact. I mean, Cream, the Jimi Hendrix Experience,
Rush.
Rush. When Jimi Hendrix went on to do Band of Gypsies, that was also a three-piece set. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a band out right now that I've been listening to talk about like some really good rock and roll, like the hardcore stuff. It's like it reminds me of like Black Sabbath a lot.
Oh, which one?
And they're a new band. I think they have like 2 albums out so far. They're called The Well.
The Well? I have to check that out.
The Well. I think they're out of like Houston or Austin. Um, one of the two. They're from Texas. I
Texas
would
band? Mm-hmm.
and
I'm jotting that down.
yeah, they are really really good. 3-piece set. It's a male drummer, male lead vocals, lead guitarist, and female backup vocals and bassist. Um,
Wow.
really really excellent like rock and roll. I mean, I gotta see if I can contact them to get on the show because I feel like they're new enough that like I could probably hook that up, you know.
Mm.
And plus, I gotta give them a shout out to like come to Pittsburgh and play like Mr. Smalls or Stage AE or something, because like that's a show I want to check out. These guys are awesome, awesome.
Very cool. If you get that hooked up, I'll get my boys from out here, and we'll open up for them. How about that?
That would be awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I follow them on Instagram and stuff, so I'm gonna shoot them a message today, just to see if I can be like, so guys, any chance of doing like a East Coast tour, Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Cool. Nice. Be aggressive. Don't ask them. Tell them.
Right,
You guys have to do this. You need to expand your audience. There you go.
definitely.
Nothing would beat that than get on the fishbowl to expand their audience that way. That way they've already got their foot in the proverbial Pittsburgh door, the Pennsylvania door, because
Exactly.
they've already been familiarized by you to your audience. So, okay, yeah, there's the plan. There's your plan for the rest of your day.
Game plan.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Bowling, darts, contact the guys from the Well. That's
Right.
your plan for the day.
Right.
Oh, and don't forget to ask your father about Uncle Fester.
Right, and don't forget to ask my dad about Uncle Fester.
That's right. Yeah. So what's new on your end? What are you gonna do? You gonna get into screenwriting and what kind of screenwriting? What kind of thing are you gonna do? What are you looking? What's your focus? Gonna do horror?
My main area of expertise is horror and sci-fi.
Nice.
I also do black comedies, but I would say like my main inspirations with my style of writing that I like to write the most is like very much like Evil Deadish combined with like the guys who did like Reanimator and all of those movies. So it's like
H.P. Lovecraft. You're into Lovecraft and stuff like
oh
that.
yeah, I got a bunch of Lovecraft stuff in the works.
Cool. Did Dave tell you the story about what happened to us over at Living Dead Weekend? About with reference to H.P. Lovecraft?
I'm not sure.
Okay, here it is. He'll back me up 100% on this one, and your jaw will drop when I finish telling you this one. We were hanging out. We were doing our vending thing, chatting it up with people interested in the books that we do, in the movies that we've done. And someone had asked Dave what one of his novels was like, what he could compare it to. And he said to them, it's a lot like H.P. Lovecraft. This person looks at him and said, who's H.P. Lovecraft? I heard this. I turned around and whiplash. It must have been whiplash. And Dave looks at me with the widest eyes. What? Who's H.P. Lovecraft? You call yourself a horror person and you don't know who Lovecraft is? Reanimator?
From Beyond.
From Beyond, all that Reanimator too. I was astounded that this person did not know who Lovecraft was. And now that's a running gag with Dave and me, where whenever we chat about something, who's H.P. Lovecraft? And then there's that hidden smirk that we know. Now you're part of that, and so is everybody listening. So next time you talk to Dave, just say, "Oh, by the way, who's H.P. Lovecraft?" And then he'll say, "Oh, you talked to Solon, didn't you?"
I'm totally gonna do that next time I talk to him too. Even if it's just through like Facebook Messenger. I'm just gonna do it just to fuck with him.
That's cool. That's absolutely cool. And my publisher Gary Vincent, my fiance Stephanie Ham, and I, we wrote a screenplay called, and it's not horror. It's A Hard Day in the Life of Virgil Bonner. I don't know if Dave mentioned that one. It's about a guy who overdoses on Viagra and the 24 hours of shenanigans that happen through the day. And that screenplay is now in pre-production.
That's awesome.
We are casting it. We're getting our locations getting ready to go, and it's need I say, just the premise of that, this movie could be the next Hot Tub Time Machine, because it's so preposterous and it's so generic as far as locations. We could film it anywhere, and just the situations are so out of control. It's so perverted, so underlyingly perverted. You would love it.
I was gonna say, I mean, I got a little bit of PA experience. If you're shooting in the Pittsburgh or area, definitely let me know. I'd love to get on set and just help out any way I can.
Cool. Consider that offer on my table over here, because we could use a lot of that. It's going to be an independent production. We've already got Brad Twigg on Fuzzy Monkey Productions. There, that's the company that's doing the movie, and we're looking to shoot somewhere in the summertime this summer. Virgil, the hard day in the life of Virgil Bonner is going into production. So we're hoping to have it out by end of this year, beginning of next. So it's very exciting. It's been very exciting. And I'm not at liberty to disclose the actors that we've got, but trust me when I tell you, there's going to be some surprise, well-known names in this one. So, and it's all who you know. Someone you might have crossed paths with, somebody who likes this kind of movie. Yeah, I'll do this. And the names that I will. What was that? Can't hear you.
I didn't say anything.
I just heard some static on your end over there. But it's going to be, when this thing comes out, when I'm allowed to talk about it a little bit more as to who's involved in it, you will shit yourself. I swear, no lie. When I found out that some of the people, and I'm involved in the production, when I found out, I almost shit myself. So, yeah, this is going to be a good project.
Awesome. Well, I think we got a follow-up interview in the works.
Oh yes, we do, and not from me. From once I get these people on board and they're confirmed, I will get in touch with you and have some of these people on your show.
Fantastic.
Not that they would need any introduction really. If I say one or two of the names that are involved, your jaw will drop. Because you have to, because of the size of the penis involved. Oh, that was just really bad. Sorry about that.
Yes, it's about time we got some raunchy humor on the Fishbowl.
Raunchy? This isn't wrong. I thought I had to be tame. Dave told me to be easy on you.
It's flavorful. I like it.
Yeah, you caught me on a mellow day, man. It's just nice, mellow, peaceful, snowy day. Just sitting around the house doing a little bit of housework. Yeah, I'm very domestic. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and I have a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn. Whoops, domestic. Like, you tell that to my cats. Ah. So tell me, what do you need to know about me? Anything that I haven't disclosed? Any dirty little secrets that I should spill on your air?
I actually think we pretty much covered everything. We're actually about at going on a little over 40 minutes. Um,
Wow, really? A yacht for that long? Ooh.
yeah, I mean, I guess that's probably a good place to stop. Uh,
Oh. Well, we didn't talk about Death House yet.
oh, then one more thing. That's Death House. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Two more things. I got two upcoming movies. Death House, probably one of the most anticipated horror movies of 2017. If your listeners care to look it up, it's all over the horror networks. Every network knows about Death House and the incredible cast that's involved. You got Kane Hodder, you got Bill Moseley, you got Sid Haig, Tony Todd, Adrienne Barbeau, Dee Wallace, Robert Englund. I could go on. There's dozens, dozens of horror movie veterans in this movie, and it was such an experience working with a bunch of these people. I was this close to Kane Hodder as he was delivering his lines, and the director of the movie said that my reaction shot to a particular scene was so good they're considering using my face on their T-shirts to promote the
Oh, that's
movie.
awesome.
That's pretty fucking scary when you think of my face on a T-shirt. That's pretty fucking scary when you just think of my face, period, without being on the T-shirt. And now, after your people, if anybody on within your listening area has to look up Death House anywhere. Death
Oh,
House
definitely, because
2017.
I'm actually talking with Bill Mosley's talent agent to get him on the show this month.
Cool.
And I'm also in touch with Tony Todd uh,
Excellent.
to get
Both
him
of
on
them
the
are
show too.
absolute gentlemen.
Yeah,
Absolutely wonderful guys.
I've met both
And
of them several times now,
hmm
and you're absolutely right. True gentlemen, totally nice guys. Both Bill and Tony are now avid followers of the Fishbowl, and I haven't even
excellent.
gotten them on the show yet. But I was actually at the Steel City Con in in it was August,
I,
and Bill and Sid were at the convention, and I went up to both of them and just handed them my business card and told them that I'm in touch with their talent agent, and that I just wanted to introduce myself and tell you who I am, and that I'm in touch with their talent agent. Her name's Judy Fox.
cool. That's cool.
Truly nice woman. She's been very helpful with getting. I got Michael on the show first. Michael Berryman was the first
Mm,
person I got from Judy Fox. She represents like a lot of the '80s horror movie stars: Sid Haig, Bill Moseley, Michael
icon.
Berryman. Yeah. Um,
Yep.
uh, few of the other ones, and just a truly nice woman, and I am so appreciative of her being as helpful as she has been for insisting and getting those awesome horror movie icons on the show. All of them are
That's outstanding.
such nice people. Like, I can honestly say I haven't had one bad experience meeting like the horror movie icons, of the 70s, 80s, and '90s into now. Um,
they're all great people. You would figure, oh, horror movies, these guys are either scary or really fucked up. No.
Right.
You know who's fucked up? Well, I'm not going to say anything out loud about a particular actress who was in Sharknado, but I won't say her name. But what an obnoxious person. I don't like talking down about anybody, but some people have to remember who made them who they are. Fans.
Right.
Some people are so unappreciative of their fan base. They treat them like second-class citizens. They treat them like shit and they act as if their shit doesn't stink. Please, give me a fucking break. Oh, no, that just doesn't cut it. All of the actors from Death House are fabulous people. Gentlemen, ladies, wonderful people. They will talk to you on the exact level that very flat level, perfect. They are not better there, and you're not worse. And that's wonderful. That's a great feeling. Tony Todd, he's just like the perfect gentleman. You would think, man, I look at Tony Todd and I am starstruck. But the way he spoke with me, and it was just like I was talking to my pal. It was great. Loved it. So I'm looking forward to working with him on Death House too. That's for sure.
Awesome, and I think that has to be said about the horror genre fans in general. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like people think that horror movies insinuate all this bad stuff, sex, violence, all that. When if you speak to any horror movie fan, that's like a true horror movie fan, we're the nicest people that can be,
Mm-hmm.
Like
we let out our
we want to
aggression.
do is just hang out and smoke a joint and watch some movies.
Yeah, we've already let out our aggressions watching a horror movie. We don't need to get out and fuck people up. That's right.
Right. I mean, as a horror, screenwriter, I mean, one of the things my teachers kept telling me is like, you got to tone it back. You got to tone it back. But like, if anybody's ever met me, and all my friends, know this about me, I'm like, I'm a giant. Like, I'm like 6'5", like Clint Eastwood built, but I'm like the gentle giant, like I never really got into fist fights, and I mean, sure, when I did, I always won because I'm a giant, but, nobody, please come in and fight me. I don't want to fight. I'm a gentle giant,
I was bullied in school, and I'm 6'4". I never got into any fights. I was non-violent, and here I am, freaking. Look at the movies that I've done. Look at what I do in the movies is so unlike what I am right now. When I tell you I'm domestic, I'm sitting here. I sit here at home, work on the computer, work on novels, screenplays. I banter on Facebook a little bit, do some acting, play some rock and roll here and there. Those who know me, they say, "Well, you're boring."
Yeah. It's like I have this constant conversation with my my coworkers, and it's like, out of the 4 Ninja Turtles, which one would you represent yourself as? And I've said this because not just because he's my favorite Ninja Turtle, but because I always kind of thought of myself as Michelangelo. Michelangelo just wants to have a good time.
And eat pizza.
And eat pizza, exactly.
There you go. Always back to the pizza thing, isn't it, with you? Pizza, pizza, pizza. And, okay, we mentioned Death House, we mentioned pizza. The last thing I want to leave you with is an upcoming movie by Fuzzy Monkey Productions, Brad Twig's company, who's also doing A Hard Day in the Life of Virgil Bonner. Killer Campout. That movie is going to be, it's incredible. The trailer for Killer Campout got reviewed by 2 horror magazines. The trailer, mind you, got reviewed and got incredible reviews on the trailer. And yours truly, me, of course, I was prominently mentioned in it in one of the most disturbing, horrific scenes in the movie. If for nothing else, people are going to remember me for that scene. And I'm proud to be involved in that production. Killer Campout, people. That's direct to DVD, and it's pretty brutal. It's pretty fucking brutal. I love it. As I sit here at home, mellow. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think that's a great place to stop. We are at 51 minutes here.
Okay.
I think that's great. Solon, I'd like to thank you for coming to swim in the bowl with me. It was a
not a problem, and we chatted about everything I love. You and I, we both love it. We chatted about it, and we also, in fact, left it open for a sequel to this interview when things start happening.
Exactly. Exactly.
Big thing. Big 2017 is going to be friggin' huge. And I'll get people on your show that you would not have even thought of. You'll say, holy crap, what the hell did I get myself into with this guy?
So, I'm already going down that road, and I am excited to see where it takes me. So,
yeah, get ready for the ride, my brother.
All right.
You have yourself an awesome, safe day, and my best to you and your listeners. And don't forget to ask your father. And I am sure you and I will be chatting very soon, whether it be on the air or in private on Facebook, or I'll just keep you updated with little posts. You're on my pages. You're on most of my pages over here. I'm hoping that you'll send me a physical address, and I'll send you a copy of my CD and a copy of at least one of my books.
Definitely. You got it.
Good. I'm going to hold you to that. If I don't get a response within a day or two, I know where you live. Well, actually, I don't know where you live, but I know where you live.
Awesome.
All right, brother. You have a spectacular day and enjoy your weekend. And, hey, peace from New York to all of you people in the fishbowl.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. You do the same.
Enjoy, brother. Have fun.
Bye.
Bye.